Good evening again, my friends. Welcome back to some more Beacon Pines. We're having ourselves a lovely experience with this strange city and strange individuals. Hope you guys are doing fantastic. It's a beautiful Friday night. Quinn, Sal, Mew, Dead, Space, Sippies. Hope you all doing fantastic. Lurkers as well. Let's continue with our furry experience.
Through thick and thin. Despite Luca's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rollo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship. Mom. Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding. If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air. But the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rollo.
Let's go visit Dad. Just gotta double check, see if there's anything in here. I know, this is the furthest we've ever gotten. Page 61. It's amazing. Wow, Chico! So, okay, this is Luca. His father is dead, his mother is missing. A strange new company has appeared in the town, and some strange inhabitants have taken over the old warehouse. Certain timelines show very strange happenings. At the moment, we are mad at our best friend, but we're going to go talk to him and try to hash things out again. Oh, that's his sister. Luca, Rollo wanted me to tell you something.
Oh, what is it?
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking her head.
A space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If ye brave, go somewhere quiet.
Roxy, I don't...
It's a riddle, Luca. My goofy little brother wants you to find him.
Luca looked down and kicked at the dirt.
Look, I know you two had a fight. The only thing more annoying than my little brother is my little brother without his best friend. So I'm doing him this one favor. Now I need one favor from you. Whatever it is that went down between you two, squash it. What's up, man? A space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If you be brave, go somewhere quiet. Treehouse. Oh yes, these red panda individuals are... There's a lot of them.
Welcome to our festival. Don't forget to come back later for Mr. Kerr's speech.
Oh yeah, the clipboards, that's what they're called.
And the Perennial Harvest Festival sign reveal. You don't want to miss it.
But that was a different timeline. We don't have to worry about that. Oh look, there's another one down here. Unique New York, unique New York.
Huh?
Oh, don't mind me. Just warming up for my big ceremony speech.
Vicar pointed to his grinning mouth.
Gotta limber up the old gab box.
Oh, you're nervous?
Oh, heavens no.
Well, break a leg.
Give me the gift of a sock.
I don't know what Perennial Harvest thinks they're impressing with this ridiculous festival. Totally. The town's still falling apart, the weather's still cruddy, and this season's harvest looks like it's gonna be worse than last year's. You said it. No amount of corporate pandering is gonna change any of that. Exactly. But the lemonade at the drink stand over there does look pretty tasty. Fits. I'm still gonna be mad at them. I'd just rather be mad while sipping some delicious lemonade is all.
How goes the Beetle Hunt? Oh, pretty rotten. I haven't seen so much as an exuvia. And it's not just the beetles. This morning I couldn't find any critters at all. It's like everything that buzzes or skitters just packed up and left. I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Maybe all the commotion of the festival just spooked them. Yeah, maybe that's it.
How you doing, Mr. Pig?
Ain't moving.
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look.
Hey Jeff, everything all right? Yeah, everything's fine. I mean, it used to be fine. This ain't right these days, you know. Oh, I really do, actually.
Jeff turned to Luca with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding nod.
You don't, do ya? You don't ya?
And the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
Wow.
Every single time.
Yup.
Wait for it.
Unexplained sound once again noted.
Like clockwork. What a bunch of drones.
Yup. There's another one.
A most welcoming of welcomes. Would you like to share your thoughts? We always strive to improve.
Nope. This is the first time I've seen this many smiling faces since the fall harvest. I had my doubts about the perennial harvest, but I must admit they do put a nice party. What's the book say? Nothing. Clone drone in the danger zone? Yup. Hey, Luca. How's Griffin doing? What? Oh, nothing.
Ariel became flesh.
Just pretend I didn't say anything. Wait a second, who's Griffin? Piper, you're actually taking a break from studying? I don't want to see what all the festival fuss is about. Oh, but I can't help but notice. You still brought your backpack full of books. Luca, backpacks can carry a lot more than just books. Oh, that's true. So what you got in there? Books. Okay, bye. Oh, wait. Yes! Yes, all right. You gonna smack my cheeks like that? I'd like to see you try. Hey, Luca. So you're done at the library? Huh? Oh, nothing.
Griffin looked away suspiciously.
Oh, that's Griffin. Nothing at all.
Oh, Luca, did you know? The Beacon Pond is actually unincorporated. A lot of people don't know that. Oh, wow, I didn't know. Oh, what's that mean? It means most public works are handled internally. We do all the pipelines, the water treatment, building regulations. Ah, that's great. Census taking, emergency services.
All right, here. For you, Moon. And Sal. I'm gonna beat your ass like a drum. Yeah! Exactly, I'll make that noise too.
Yeah, I was able to return the perennial harvest safety suit you borrowed. I don't think anyone noticed.
Good.
Now, will you tell me what you needed it for?
It was a favor for an enemy of my enemy.
This isn't gonna harm Mr. Kerr, is it?
All you need to know is that it's for the good of the family. Dawn!
I got a question for you. What do you think this whole festival is for? Oh, the way I figured it, Perennial Harvest is trying to win over the town. Like a bride, but with balloons. Cynical. I like where your head's at. That's what I assumed at first too, until I eavesdropped on a couple of gossipy clipboards. What if I told you that this whole thing is really a special shindig for a super secret guest of honor? A special guest who? I haven't dug that deep yet, but whoever it is, PH, thinks they're a big deal.
Let me in! I need food! Let me in! You're a gossipy clipboard. Roar! Whee!
Oh, library, somewhere quiet. Hey, Luca!
Otto's eyes lit with excitement.
I've been expecting you! Bravo on deciphering the first riddle!
Okay.
The first? I didn't think it was all... Did you? Rollo doesn't go all out, doesn't he?
Otto straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
On planet Farpole, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue.
Kato stared at Luca eagerly.
Get it? Want me to tell you? No, it's okay. Let me figure it out. Alright. When you find you bring it here to be verified. And if you decide you want a hint, the offer still stands.
On planet Farpole, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue. I don't know what that means.
Hey, Jazz. Still working through the notes at Hank Atomic?
You know it. Some fascinating canon towards the end. Did you know Hank Atomic Shrink Array doesn't technically shrink stuff? It uses inverse quantum particle decay to literally grow the entire universe around an object, leaving that object unaltered.
So it just looks shrunk compared to everyone else.
Bingo.
That's wild. But Jazz, no spoilers.
Oh, right, sorry. That's okay.
I can tell you one thing, it's not out there.
Oh.
Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 5, from the shelf.
Once you got a book, you can either bring it here to me, or just grab a different one.
I'm like, yeah, it's this one.
Oh, you found
He
it!
removed his book from the desk and replaced it with Luca's, turning on the lamp. As he slid the book under the purple light, 2 words glowed.
Whoa.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue 5. Luca clicked his tongue with recognition.
Rollo cipher pen. Oh, he used to write secret messages everywhere with that. And only I had the special flashlight needed to reveal it. But I lost it. Well, apparently they traded a Gia for this purple light bulb. Parted with his entire Halloween candy stash. Rollo. Hey, let's see here.
Kato began flipping through the pages, stopping when he hit a glowing word.
Get away with such a grift.
Continued flipping.
Only found in... Grub. Cart.
Reaching the end of the book, Kato looked up.
That's it. Grift and grub. Cart. Grift and Griffin. Griffin's grub cart. He wants me to go to Griffin's snack stand. Brilliant. I guess you're off then. Good luck on the rest of the scavenger hunt. Thanks, Kato.
Oh, that's why Griffin was saying, hey, go to the library first. Because I had to go to Griffin for, later. Yeet, 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 yeet.
Hey, Griffin. Did Rollo come?
Luca could finish his sentence. Griffin handed him a corn dog.
Oh, that's it?
Bought and paid for. Enjoy.
I thought there was supposed to be some riddle with this.
Luca shrugged, taking a sizable bite out of the corn dog.
What's up, GJK? How you doing? It's cold.
Oh yeah, that's been sitting here for a while. Rollo wanted me to be sure to give you that one specifically.
Oh, that's just...
Tugged at his cheeks, feeling something rough between his teeth. He reached into his mouth and pulled out a slip of paper.
Oh, come on!
Took off the bits of corn dog to read the slip.
I'll pick up when you need some pep, near the fountain up the
Luca
step.
finished off the remainder of the corn dog.
I'm doing fantastic, my man.
This thing's gonna be a whole thing.
I pick up when you need some pep, near the fountain, up the step. Oh, gonna be, up here. Oh, that's why they said, well, how is Griffin doing? There you are, Luca.
Yeah, there's no way I'm actually doing this. It's way below my pay grade.
Oh, come on, you big stiff. Let the kids have some fun.
Fine. But Rollo owes me
He
one.
waved his hands around sarcastically as he began.
What takes flight but has no wings? Your final task a friendship brings.
See, that wasn't so hard. Hard!
Ugh. I feel cheapened somehow.
I think it's sweet. Good luck, Luca. What takes flight but has no wings? A balloon. There's Rollo!
Hey. Hey. Did you find the comic book? Yep. And you got the corn dog? Yeah. Well then. I know it doesn't make up for what I said, but here, you've earned this.
Rollo sheepishly handed Luca the balloons.
Flight!
Oh, thanks. No, you didn't have to go to all the trouble to do that. I'm sorry I got so mad. Dang it. You're supposed to let me apologize first. Oh, sorry. Now you apologize twice before me. Just let me do this. Luca, I'm really sorry. With everything that's happened with your mom and all. I've always wanted to be there for you. Be a good friend, you know. When you said you were hanging out with someone else, I kind of freaked out. Oh, Rollo. Still my turn. I felt like if you needed some new friend to help you, it meant that I wasn't good enough. But that was selfish and wrong. I was wrong. I'm sorry, Luca. Oh, okay, apology over. You can talk now.
Luca threw himself at Rollo, hugging him as tightly as he could.
Aww.
Oh, Rollo, I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you either. That's why we deserve each other. So, what else you want to do today? We could snoop around and try to find some info about your mom. Snoop where? We could probably sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ while everyone's at the festival. Aren't you curious about all the stuff those clipboards write down? What if we get caught? I think I've had enough excitement for 1 week. Let's just make the rest of the day about us. Really? Yeah. The rest of the world can wait 1 more day. You know, I have been wanting to get some work done on the MCDC at Mission Control. The game is a bit unpredictable. That sounds perfect.
Hey, treehouse time. Let's work on that what mission control defense countermeasure. Give us Beck or give us death. Let's go walk over there. Let's see if Beck's around. That way we can have Rollo and Beck meet. She might be actually at the treehouse, but who knows? It's exploration time, baby! Oh, nope. Not allowed. Yeah, the narrator is done quite well. It's not monotone. It's very nice. She does a very good job. Yeah, gee, what a cute, wholesome game. Sure, hope nothing terrible happens to these cute, lovable characters, like this one right here, but we don't talk about that timeline. Did you hear? After Mr. Kerr gives his speech, they're gonna have the first annual biggest catch competition. As long as a boot qualifies as a catch, I'm shoo-in.
Oh, good luck. Oh, I almost forgot. I ran into your gran this morning. She asked me to give you this.
Willow handed Luca an unopened letter.
I'll wait for you inside if you want to read it now. A letter?
Luca, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you to understand. If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself. But whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you. None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much. We both have. I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it.
How much you want to bet Gran is actually the mother, and she got into that green goop stuff, and it just aged her?
God knows I've tried. Everything I've done, I did for you. I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
Oh, I love you too, Gran.
Luca folded the paper into his pocket and headed up the ladder.
Yeah, bro's just broing out.
What's up with the letter? Anything you want to talk about? Oh, maybe later. Sure, whenever you want. Oh, you know, you really didn't have to just go to all the trouble to just apologize. I know, but we'd been looking forward to the festival for weeks. After I ruined everything with my big mouth. This is the best way to make sure you still have a good time without me. Ah,
I
Rolo.
was at a loss for words, but that was fine. Words aren't always necessary.
The festival seemed nice. Was it nice? We can still go. Nah, this is fine. Well, there's always next year.
Sadly, this was untrue.
Uh-oh.
A distant rumble shook the treehouse.
Huh? What was that? Oh man, we missed the fireworks?
Not fireworks.
Uh-oh.
It was something the boys couldn't possibly comprehend.
Uh-oh.
Something as old and cruel as time itself.
Oh, fug.
A shockwave of cold tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill.
That's the end of this timeline.
Before they could react, it encased them in ice. Two boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason.
There's some strange stuff going on in this town. This is not just a cute game.
And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a silent treehouse turned statuary, in a town brought low by its secrets, sits a pair of friends, alone, together. For the rest of time. The end.
Hey, we got to page 75.
No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either.
Maybe the mother's the narrator.
There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it. We are just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
Yeah, don't worry. I found some good stuff. Let's see here. Definitely break. Oh, we got flight. Flight or fight. This is the Iggy timeline. Iggy Freak timeline. Or we can go back to the storm. The storm breaks. So do you guys want to continue the Iggy timeline or the normal Rolo friendship timeline? Looks like they both they branch off pretty well. Flight. I mean, we're gonna go through them, but we didn't get to see Beck. We'll see Beck. Yeah, the icons, they're great concept. Flight.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. Flight. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He
Nice.
looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Oh, I can't believe that worked! Hey, Mr. Kerr. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Iggy. See ya, jerks.
Fine. We know where that leads them. This way, we'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it was ice. Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire. With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
That was actually pretty badass. I think we lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. What's up with this winter wonderland? All I know is there's no way of going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Luca! Luca, are you there?
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
Is that Bozo Kerr?
I hope nothing bad has happened to you out of those woods.
Luca looked at Iggy with hesitation. With a resigned sigh.
Don't need to be rude.
Seems like the only dangerous thing in this woods is you.
He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios?
Just lucky, I guess.
Boy, howdy, you Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you?
You knew my parents?
I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom was sure a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
We gotta keep moving.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. Two faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover. Oh, if it is, I've never seen one like it.
What's readout?
Said just above 258 Kelvin. That's down a bit from last time. So we'll report this to Mr. Kerr? Yeah. Still within safe ranges. Maybe spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. There's a few more sides to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with.
Wait a second, it's Beacon Pines. This is the front.
What's this all about? Hard to say with all the snow. I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out the letters under. What town could this be? There couldn't be another town this deep in Weepwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here.
Step 1, Snow's gotta go.
I'll see what I can do.
It says, I see the Beacon Pines. It's Beacon Pines.
I find it best to chuck stuff.
Beacon Pines is probably just an experiment. Yeah.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read,
What's up, crazy?
"Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense.
We're in Beacon Pines.
How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here?
I guess we gotta turn around.
Where did all this snow come from?
Well, it's been colder than normally lately.
That's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape.
A puddle we fought at before, it was cold too. Maybe all the leads to one source.
You think it's related? What the hell's going on?
We're gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving.
Oh, there's the drums.
This stuff look familiar to you?
Looks like the barrel near the puddle
Shoved me in, yeah. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
What happened here, it happened fast. The fish didn't even have time to run. Or, the swim run.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone.
What?
There's nothing here but more snow.
There must be an explanation for all this. We have to keep looking.
You can look all you want. I quit.
Iggy, we have to keep going.
You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic stories. We aren't gonna save the day. We aren't even gonna save ourselves. My face is mangled. The town is destroyed. And everyone we've ever known is gone.
Oh, we don't know that. You just can't quit.
Do whatever you want. I'm done.
Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward at the darkening sky. He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion, and more than a little guilt.
Oh, it is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Let's just rest a
The
bit.
boys huddled together for warmth and comfort. If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence, numb.
The way the snow covered everything over, it's kind of calming.
Yeah.
I haven't had time to say it, but thanks.
Huh?
For getting us away from those creeps. I sort of froze up back there.
Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper.
That's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gunk would do. You didn't, right?
Oh, of course not.
And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper.
But I did lose my temper.
Iggy motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done.
Huh?
I was being a horse's ass. You were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works.
Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you?
Of course. Ah, geez, you goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point.
Why would you go around saying cruel things trying to get into fights?
Iggy shrugged.
That's something I do.
You're an asshole because you're bored?
Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Rollo are always having a blast together, laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
He now wept openly.
Perfect little Luca Van Horn with his perfect little life.
My life is not perfect.
Everybody in town likes you.
Not everyone.
Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even she even likes you.
You have Tish.
He wiped his nose with his sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know.
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
Oh, I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
It must be raining out here.
Oh, definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
We should probably try and get some sleep.
Yeah.
Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of this.
Luca's eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
No, don't sleep outside, you fools!
Luca,
Yeah.
I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse.
What do you think?
Not bad.
I'll give you the full tour when we get back.
You know what?
Huh.
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
This coat was Luca's coat that was in the treehouse.
When it comes to the worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad.
The house smelled of warm bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song. A voice behind Luca spoke. "This is how you remember them, huh?" Luca turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Luca snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on the couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun.
Is that a possum?
The figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall.
No, it's a rat. Damn it.
It stood above them, lingering in contemplation.
Like, no, it's a mouse. Ah.
Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me!
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what do you think you're doing?
He looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion.
What's that supposed to mean?
Take it easy, Iggy.
We were asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads.
I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy.
You didn't hurt nobody.
Anybody.
Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me, you...
When it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
You big-hatted, scarfy-necked furball.
Hi, let's lower the temperature a bit here.
Interesting choice of words.
I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you?
A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility.
Ah, great. How about a name?
If you must call me something, you can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off?
Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait. Do you live here?
You might say that.
So you know where we are.
You might also say that.
Look, pal, we just want to find a safe play out of here. You gonna help us or not?
Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are.
Alright, that does it. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here, one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well, I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines.
Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood. Or we teleported to some alternate universe. Or this is all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. But this is not our home.
You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful.
Just give it to us straight.
So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original, true Beacon Pines. You both grew up here. But the town you've called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair. But a replica nonetheless.
That's impossible. It's too much work. You'd need a whole town to replicate a whole town.
Indeed, to pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate.
We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed.
You'd think so, unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane.
Luca and Iggy looked around uncomfortably.
So what you're saying is that you're calling me a smooth brain? Alright, that's it, I'm pounding you. So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed?
Precisely.
But why?
Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is to uncover.
He narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
The source.
Why'd you say the source like that?
Why indeed.
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way that they could.
Down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
As this really is home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out.
Iggy. It's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through Weep Wood.
Chapter 6. The Source.
So I'm assuming what may have happened was that something happened in the original town, and it was so just important to a group of people that they had to just move all these other people to another place.
Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived.
Some corporate espionage.
He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rollo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies.
Or maybe something just supernatural was happening.
The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know.
Or both. Yeah, exactly.
Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you. But you've been here, alone in the snow. Dad, I'm sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply, just snow-covered silence.
Why'd you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Iggy finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh,
Oh, Iggy. They stole his tree, Iggy.
yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
We gotta hide.
Mugs.
259K. Fall off distance still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259.
Sorry.
You ever think about what we did here? We saved the whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. The people who loved him will never know the truth. The truth is
He
overrated.
bent down to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey, don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime.
Just dance away.
Hey, weirdo.
Here I thought I was the jerk. These dinguses are out here literally dancing on graves.
Luca stuttered through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me.
Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some advice.
Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey,
Who's any of this helping?
what?
Sitting here in the snow crying like some pushover. Who you helping?
Hey, look what they did. They lied to everyone.
Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? When some jerks comes at you, acting like a horse's ass.
I should stand up for myself.
Hell yeah. Kerr and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right?
Nat mentioned something about that source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to Perennial Harvest.
So it would be a shame if something unfortunate would have happened to their precious source, wouldn't it?
What do you have in mind?
If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it.
And what if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge.
I'm gonna make this right, Dad, I promise. Let's do it.
Time to smash.
It can get awfully cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you two stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way.
Where's Rollo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her?
Oh, heavens no! Do I seem like a killer to you?
Iggy and Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Aw, shucks. Now you hurt my feelings.
Ah, screw that guy.
Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What was that?
Long story. So a few years back, I, came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff.
So why'd you bury it under a tree?
That's the long part of the story. You and Rollo were doing chores at Rollo's chicken coop, and you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things.
You blew up the chicken coop?
I prefer to think of it as incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces.
Rollo got grounded for months.
Which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried them under the tree. But when I came back for them later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found them and tossed them.
He triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us.
Unbelievable.
Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo, you're not a hero. You're a little brat who is on way over his head.
A hero's just someone who refuses to give up.
The comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero.
I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself.
Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are!
Prepare for blast off, loser!
That looks like a source.
edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo!
Whoa. I can see why they want to move us all out of town now.
Why would they dig a giant hole?
I think this is it.
This is the source? It's a dang hole. How do we smash a hole?
Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend.
Kerr, where's Rollo?
I wasn't lying before, he's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drat, that's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it?
What do you do to our town? What is all of this?
Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source where they collect the unrefined...
Scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain. The fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know.
What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge?
Oh, heavens no! My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various... complications.
Complications like us.
You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way.
Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey.
The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime. And you happen to be extras running for your curtain call.
Oh, we aren't giving up without a fight.
Your smile's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you.
Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Snapped his fingers.
Scene change! There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking?
Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop! Let's not do something regrettable.
Joke's on you, regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
You're a terrible liar.
I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar.
That's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool!
Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. Y'all can head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll hand you these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just now, Iggy. You can put that down.
What, like
With
this?
a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Ugh.
Wow.
A growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca.
Oh no!
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child! What have you done? Luca, listen to me! Hold on tight and use the walkie-talkie to call them back!
What channel do I use?
It doesn't make a damn difference! They're always listening!
If you do that, the Clip Boys will just haul us off and snag us both. The only way to get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself.
If he lets go, we both die.
I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it.
Oh, Mr. Kerr, you had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know, I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Phileas Young.
With a mild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Wow, can you believe this guy?
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go!
No, can't you? If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too.
Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend.
Yes, you are.
Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr.
Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies.
I can't.
It's the only way out of this mess. 2 birds with 1 stone. Makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
Calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once.
Oh, that accept. I'm gonna let Iggy do it first.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
The 2 silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Hell of a goodbye, Iggy.
Luca, you should really step back.
What?
Quickly. Curious. Ah, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives.
Not until you tell me what just happened.
Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyways.
How?
Tempus liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself, but doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade.
So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks made the whole freeze over.
That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
Yes, we do, actually. It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again.
If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping?
I have been, in my own way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait.
Wait for what?
You.
Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you are gonna save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
Shut up!
Revenge served cold.
You know, I love that part when Luca said it's Beacon Pine time and he pined all over them. Also, Rollo, what are you doing?
Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good?
So it said two something charm?
I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
Yo, I fucking love these arts. These arts are so good. All right, so let's refuse.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now.
Snapping.
A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end. I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Man, we're going. All right, other timeline. The Rollo friendship timeline.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to break.
Of course,
revealing
GJ.
Patches of star-filled summer night. Moonlight filtered down, shimmering in the treetops.
Ah, sure you can meet Rollo.
You're not going home?
No, I promised Rollo I'd tell him about...
Stopped himself mid-sentence.
Promise you tell him what?
Spit it out, bub.
We're thick as thieves now. If there's juicy secret, you've got to tell me.
Okay. You can come to the treehouse and I'll tell you both what happened.
Heck yeah.
Luca saw Beck skulking by the gate.
So you're telling me there's nothing mysterious or creepy about this place?
It's mostly boring and empty.
I refuse to believe that. Big spiked gate, looming mansion, rich reclusive owners. It even smells shady.
Grabbed the wrought iron bars and shook the gate.
Mark my words, you decadent nightmare house. You will reveal your secrets to me.
Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
First of all, I told you so. Second,
Hide! That's Era's Valentine.
who's that she's talking to?
Shh.
I expect I expect you to return that suit in working order.
Of course. As long as everything proceeds as planned, there's nothing to worry about.
The only thing I'm worried about is what's rightfully mine. If that means making some unsavory alliances, so be it.
I couldn't agree more. There comes a time to suspend hostilities. I'll deal with our common threat.
Now this is what I'm talking about.
His voice was an excited whisper.
Proper shady stuff. Someone in a suit like that tried to grab me yesterday.
Seriously? She's just... You do understand that when this all inevitably fails, I will deny everything?
I wouldn't expect anything less of you. You just worry about your part in this, and let me handle the rest.
I can't wait to see that look on the Rube Kerr's face.
Yeah, the truth will come to light.
I'm still surprised you're so comfortable with the potential collateral damage.
If there's one thing I've learned, it's that change is painful.
Wow, I was expecting shady. But that's just flat out supervillain talk. If you don't mind me asking, why? Why are you doing all of this?
Mysterious figure retracted their mask, hair pushing out from all corners.
Grandma! Family.
A chill ran down Luca's spine.
She looks silly in that, with all that hair.
His vision blurred. Beck stifled a sharp wince, and Luca looked down to see himself wrenching her hand.
An answer I can certainly respect.
Gran tousled her hair back under the face mask.
Just remember, keep everything nice and normal until the festival.
I don't need lessons in rousing suspicion.
Gran gave Eris a curt nod and disappeared into the night.
Wow, dude, there's some really fucked up shit going on here.
Chapter 5. What big ears you have.
Whoa, Luca, you
Luca
cursed.
sat shivering
You said the
in
F word.
bushes, staring at his feet. After checking to make sure the coast was clear, Beck gave him a gentle tug on his sweater.
What's wrong? You look like you've seen a ghost. Why were you so scared of that old lady in the hazmat suit?
That's my gram.
That was your gran?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sure there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for all of this.
Let's just get to the treehouse and figure things out there.
Well, lead the way. I'm gonna grab a mushroom. I can't grab a mushroom. Wanna hide around here.
And for the last time, there's nothing to worry about.
Of course, we're not worried.
Ford finished writing with a scratchy flourish and looked up.
Just dotting our I's and crossing our T's.
Well, maybe try minding your P's and Q's.
Mr. Nuncreed, arms crossed over his paunch, gave an exhausted sigh.
If there's anything you need to know, and you'll know it.
Absolutely. If you'll just sign here acknowledging everything is accurate, we'll be out of your hair in a flash.
For the love of God,
He
fucking...
snatched the pad and scribbled his name so hard the pen nearly snapped.
There. And would you like my eternal soul as well?
Clipboards looked at each other for a moment, almost pondering the possibility, then broke into laughter as they walked away.
Ha 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 ha.
Don't mind us. Don't mind us.
Hey, Mr. Nuncreed.
Yeah, Luca, let me give you some advice. Next time someone you don't know asks to hear your thoughts, give them a good hard bop right in the kisser.
Oh, Grant tells me to just keep away from the clipboards.
That's good, that's good. Your Gran's a smart lady, Luca. Speaking of which, you better run along home now. Too dark to be wandering on your own.
This lady is still reading her book.
The answers you seek will be revealed to you in due time. The question is, the figure intoned, are you prepared to live with the truth?
Is there anything going on in here?
We all know
Oh no, I can't skip it!
great town.
No!
You may not know his great towns grow from mighty roots.
I can't skip it!
And that is why you cannot tell the
I'm
story
stuck!
of Beacon Pines
I'm
without
trapped!
telling the story of one Shopper Valentine. Young Shopper's keen intellect and strong moral fiber led to a grand vision. A vision of a community dedicated to a better tomorrow. In his own words, a better tomorrow is within our grasp, but it requires a singular mind to harness it. Lucky for us, he decided to grow that vision here in Beacon.
Well, at least I can take
How
sips.
does one grow a better tomorrow? With fertilizer.
Fertilizer!
Valentine's Fertilizer Company became the lifeblood of a town yearning for purpose. But then tragedy struck.
The scientific experiment gone wrong.
An accident which took Shopper away from us far too soon. To this day, we struggle to pick up the pieces. But one foul harvest isn't enough to stop the people of Beacon Pines. The spirit of Shopper Valentine lives on. It lives in the hearts of everyone with a dream for a better tomorrow. Together, we will follow his example and grow a bountiful future. Paid for by the Valentine family and the Valentine Fertilizer Capital Revenue Fund.
That was, unhelpful.
Oh wait. Let me show Beck how to smack.
Hey, Beck, we like to call this moon. Yeah. Pretty cool, huh? It just lets me do it. All right, that's fun. Okay, let's go get Rolo. I better not dilly-dally. I gotta get to the treehouse. Yeah, another day, another dollar. See you tomorrow, Z.
Have you noticed how all the perennial harvest folks are under the same drink?
Decaf cappuccino with extra foam. Why?
I don't know. Just thought it's a little odd.
Yeah, pretty weird for sure.
Well, the customer's always right. See you bright and early tomorrow.
I can't wait.
Dawn is missing. She's skulking somewhere. Time to look cool in front of Beck. Alright, enough of that.
William Kerr and Gus Valentine proudly surveyed the half-covered festival banner.
It's all coming together quite nicely.
Couldn't have done it without you.
Gave a half-hearted shrug.
Not so sure about that.
Nonsense! That reminds me, I wasn't able to thank your sister for her contributions.
Yeah, she's been indisposed of late.
She doesn't much like me, does she?
Oh no, that's not it at all. She's just been busy.
Of course. Regardless, I would be forever grateful if you could pass my thanks on to her. The History Museum adds a real air of importance to the whole affair. And we couldn't very well celebrate the story of Beacon Pines without it including the Valentines.
My father's a great man.
You darn tootin' he was.
Locked his arm on Gus's shoulder.
But I mean the entire Valentine family. Present company included.
Can I ask you something, Mr. Kerr?
Call me William. Ask away.
William, why are you doing all this?
Gosh, I've never felt one needed to a compelling reason to throw a party.
Not just the festival, all of this. There's gotta be 100 down on their luck towns out there. Why is Perennial Harvest so invested in helping Beacon Pines?
You know what I love most about the agriculture business? Seeds.
Seeds?
Yep, little bundles of potential.
Glimmer in his eye, Kerr gestured grandly toward the horizon.
You treat a seed right, nurture it, feed it, and it can grow into something truly special.
You see potential here?
Undoubtedly. The seed of greatness is already under our feet. All it needs is a little nudge. And the right leadership, of course.
Oh,
A good night there, Valentine. Oh, children, get away from me.
You a big fan of seeds? Nice. Oh, this is nice.
Yeah, the treehouse is just a little further from here.
So what's your buddy Rolo like?
Rollo? Yeah, he's Rollo.
Not particularly helpful.
Oh, sorry, I've just never thought about it. Lots of energy. He's funny, even when he's not trying to be. Things have been tough for his family since the fowl harvest.
It's about damn time you tell me what this foul harvest thingy is.
It's kind of a long story.
Hit me with the highlights.
Okay. There used to be a fertilizer company here called Valentine's. They were kind of a big deal.
Ooh, big deal fertilizer.
It was a big deal to us. Their stuff really worked. Farmers loved it. So Valentine's grew and grew. Beacon Pines pretty much grew around it. Most everyone in town either worked for Sharper Valentine or used his fertilizer. Things were good.
I'm sensing a big butt.
Around 6 years ago, Sharper Valentine suddenly died, and something changed.
Changed how?
Could have been a bad batch. Maybe it was in the water or the air or the soil. Nobody knows, but all the crops died. And everyone blamed the Valentines.
The foul harvest.
Yeah. Valentine's fertilizer went out of business. Half the town lost their jobs. Sheesh. The next year the crops came back, but something was different. You plant a crop, do everything right, and it's sort of a crapshoot what happens.
And no one knows why?
Nope.
I take it Rolo's farm got the short end of the stick?
Yeah, for some reason their farm was hit harder than the others.
That sucks.
Things have gotten better since Perennial Harvest came to town.
The Beacon Pines Reborn Initiative?
Yep. First thing they did was give the town a deep scrub. They even put us up in hotels, one town over for a week while they decontaminated the groundwater. Yeah, we better get going.
Uh-huh.
That's about time. I was about to go up and go home. Who's the new kid?
Name's Beck. You must be Rolo.
I see my reputation precedes me. Welcome to Mission Control.
Waggled his head with pride.
You'll find we spared no expense in construction.
I've seen worse looking piles of junk.
Thanks. Hey, Luca, you know the security concerns we talked about? Yeah? While I was waiting, I made some improvements. Let me lock this baby down for a little test infiltration. Can't be too safe these days.
Big Bird's out of containment. He goes all out, doesn't he?
Always.
Dang it. Yeah, I got it now. Uh-oh. Nah, I'm good now. Where'd you guys get all this junk from in the first place?
There's a guy in town named Jeff who trades us junk for snacks.
Junk food for junk? Nice.
So, pretty sweet security, right?
It was imaginative, I'll give you that.
Luca, are we sure we can trust the new recruit? I'll vouch for her.
Thanks, I guess.
Alright, Luca, you promised to fill me in about the Valentine warehouse.
Sucked in a long breath.
Okay, so like I said, there was someone there. What were they doing? I don't know, but the place was lit up and active. Maybe they were squatters. I don't think so. They seemed more organized. When the man pulled me in, I saw some sort of equipment running.
A man pulled you in?
Yeah, but I got away.
You keep saying it was a man. They were wearing a mask, right?
Yeah.
Then it could have been a woman.
How'd you get away?
I grabbed a rock or something and I broke their mask. They let go and ran.
Dang. That's intense. No wonder you freaked out when you saw your grandma.
Yeah, that's the other part. On our way here, Beck and I saw Era's Valentine meeting with Gran, wearing the same sort of hazmat suit.
Rollo let out a low whistle.
And they weren't there for idle chit-chat. It was a proper clandestine meetup.
So let me get this straight. There's an operation in full swing at the Valentine warehouse. You were almost abducted by a strange man or wheelman in a protective suit, and then you saw your gran in the same suit talking to Era's Valentine?
Pretty much.
I'm beginning to think this town is kind of awesome.
Rollo and Luca shot back a look.
No offense.
And so we can logically conclude aliens or alien zombies have infiltrated the town. And their leader is your gran, and she tried to murder you.
First of all, and for the last time, there are no aliens. Second, it couldn't have been my gran at the warehouse. I broke that person's mask to get away. The mask Gran was wearing wasn't damaged.
But she's definitely hiding something.
Maybe.
Your gran is weird, but she might be the most boring person in the universe. All she does is sit around all day making jam. What could she possibly have to hide?
I don't know. We haven't talked much since she moved in.
Moved in? Your gran isn't from here?
Oh no, she came a few months back to take care of me after
his mom went missing.
Did you know your gran before?
I don't really know. It's been years since I'd seen her.
Luca, don't take this the wrong way, but are we sure your gran is on the up and up?
Luca gazed out the window.
I'm just saying. It sounds like strange stuff has been happening since she showed up.
We could say the same about your family, but you're right. Luca, your gran is hiding something, and Pa always says folks only bury stuff worth digging up. We need to investigate your home.
If my gran really is hiding something, don't you think I would have noticed by now?
That's kind of the whole point of hiding something.
Oh, I guess you're right. Gran's been leaving the house for hours at a time this week. I'll call you two tomorrow when the coast is clear. Maybe we can start getting to the bottom of this.
I'm always game for a good snoop.
You can count me in. Friendship.
Chapter 6. Secret Lair.
You gotta go inside the closet.
Summer forged ahead, but the nights only seemed to grow colder. Luca walked home slowly under the pale starlight, cautious to avoid any more surprises lurking in the shadows. Reaching home, he slipped quietly into bed, half dreading what they might discover the next day.
Oh, what time is it?
PJs. Aw. I'm gonna go this way. No, it's fine.
Yeah! Wow! Wow!
No, don't worry about it.
A sturdy old wheelbarrow.
Alright, fine. I'm here. I'm here. Oh my god, Rollo.
Rollo, what on earth is that? That ridiculous thing on your head.
Oh, this? It helps me think.
You're gonna need a lot more of those.
Joke all you want. We'll see who's laughing when I crack this case wide open. The coast is clear?
Oh, yeah. Well, whatever she's been up to this week, it's been keeping her busy most of the day.
Very well.
The game is afoot.
Luca and Beck rolled their eyes as Rollo strutted across the room.
If I were Gran, where would I hide my deepest, darkest secrets? Perhaps where you might least expect it.
Rollo flung open the cabinet with confidence.
Aha!
He coughed as a veil of dust hit his face.
I think it's safe to assume anything that dusty isn't what we're looking for. Or maybe that's what she wants you to think. Then again, any good detective knows not to trust their first hunch. First, hunches are for suckers. Eureka! She has lit a fire in order to burn the evidence. She keeps that fire going every day, Rollo. Drat. It may already be too late. Just think of the amount of documents lost to ash.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there. Can we just think for a moment? Luca, is there anywhere Gran doesn't want you to go?
Oh yeah, the closet upstairs.
So maybe it stands to reason that we should check there first?
No dice, it's locked. Well. Look who stands to reason now. I have no idea where the key is.
If it really is important, then she probably keeps it with her. Anywhere else?
She has berry bushes. Who has ever thought, I'm gonna keep this important thing and hook it in a bush?
True. Anything else? Maybe something out of the ordinary?
Well, she is always worried I'll break her fancy dishware in the kitchen. But it doesn't matter, anyway, I can't reach the latch.
A look of realization crept onto Luca's face. All three kids snapped to glance at each other, then sprinted and turned toward the kitchen.
Go!
All right, Rollo. This is your time to shine. Ah, yes. You've called upon my expert detective skills. And now I shall proceed with...
Before he could finish, Luca scrambled up Rollo's back.
Yeah, what are you doing? Hey, this isn't the idea of detective work. Every squad needs a good lockpick. And every good lockpick needs a sturdy head to stand in. This is beneath my standing. Stop complaining, hold still. Got it.
The three crowded around the hutch to peer in.
I mean, you could have brought a chair over.
With the glass doors opened, a perfect porcelain display gleamed in front of them. Their eyes searched for anything amiss. But the only distinct feature was its impeccability.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
Yeah. I don't really know what we were expecting. Like, oh hey, let me just yank on this random teacup and...
Beck pulled on one of the teacups. It slanted forward with a hollow click.
Uh-oh.
The entire hutch began to rustle and slide under its own power.
Aha! Seems like your Gran has been doing some remodeling.
Dude, only two types of people have secret lairs. Evil masterminds and superheroes.
So which one do we think she is?
We're about to find out.
Okay, so more of an unhinged conspiracist vibe.
Wow. Yeah, this cannot be good.
We need to look around before...
Well, we need to look around before jumping to conclusions. What do we have here?
Barrels marked caution explosive.
And jam jars.
That's enough jam to feed the whole town.
What kind of incendiary jam is your Gran making?
Oh!
She wouldn't have had me walk around town delivering bombs, right? Only one way to find out.
Rollo casually spun open a lid and dipped his finger in the jam.
Huckleberries.
He smacked his lips.
Hint of brown sugar. And ink?
What?
Rollo plunged his hand in the jar, fishing out a soggy slip of paper.
Aha!
Rollo offered the slimy note to Luca and licked his fingers clean.
It's addressed to Mr. Fratelli. A Grand Jam Graham? It says, last night I used the disguise Harris provided to scout the location. The timing window should be possible. Operation Sparkplug is a go. Oh man, are they gonna do a heist? Oh, whatever it is, it can't be good.
So more of a bombshell than a bomb, am I right?
You're new here, so I'll let it slide. But I'm the bad joke guy around here.
Huckleberries. Yo, dude, Moon, weren't you the ones that, weren't you the one who wanted to get me chokeberries? Oh, yeah. Smack. You think, no, I'm serious. Chokeberries are a real thing. It's a North Dakota thing. Someone gave me some chokeberry jelly beans, and they were actually very good. But I'll do the other thing, that's fine too. Alright, I'm done beating my bag.
A spider web of string connected photos of people from the town, interspersed with hastily scrawled notes.
Well, she sure has kept herself busy.
Is your gran a serial killer? Cause I'm starting to get a vibe. Nah, don't be ridiculous. Sure, she's just tracking the movements of everyone in town out of the kindness of her heart.
She put a little symbol by some of them.
Yeah, Mr. Nuncreen has a check mark. The clipboards are all inside a big circle.
My mom's are both on here. Both with question marks.
Gus Valentine has a question mark. Eris has a question mark that's been crossed out.
Mr. Kerr has a bullseye.
The killer has chosen her next victim! Oh, we don't know what any of this means.
Whatever it means, it's probably not good. It's probably whoever's an Among Us. We know Mr. Old Dog, I forget his name, definitely is an Among Us. A hazmatter.
Luca jostled each cabinet drawer in turn. Only one was unlocked. He fingered through the filing cabinet, pausing at a bulging folder labeled Walter.
A bulging Walter.
For a long moment, he just stared at it.
What do you got there? Oh, it's my dad.
Nuncreed, thank you.
Looks like some of his old medical files.
Your dad was a doctor?
Luca nodded and caressed the label with his thumb.
Well, are you gonna read it? Here, let me help.
Rollo swiped the folder from the drawer and began leafing through the pages. He whistled to himself, barely looking at the text.
How about you actually read some of it?
One sec. Dense documents such as these are like a lot like cheeseburger. It's best to skip straight to the middle. That's where all the meaty bits live.
Wow, I had no idea we were in the presence of the preeminent scholar in dense documents. And cheeseburgers. By all means, proceed.
He stopped at a page and mimed, holding up a monocle.
Here we are. Follow-up examination of Terrence Wilby. Patient shows further signs of paleness and malaise. Body temperature continues to drop. He now describes soreness of muscles and joints. This is similar to the symptoms exhibited by Miss Wilby just a few days past. Still waiting on lab results from Joseph.
Rollo looked up with heightened surprise.
See? Creepy.
Yeah, that's kind of disturbing. Who's Joseph?
That's Mr. Nuncreed's name. Wait,
Rollo's finger traced across the page.
there's more scribbled in the margins. Could it be contagious? Mr. Wilby claims the tap water at his home had been contaminated. Perhaps environmental. Lab results only raise more questions.
It's like he came back to this report later and made those notes.
So it might be related to something
Rollo
else.
scanned through several more pages.
Here, the writing looks shaky. I just couldn't help her. The disease, or whatever it is, progresses so fast. And with his wife's passing, Terrence's condition followed close behind. Exacerbated by the loss. Enough is enough. I need to take matters into my own hands.
Luca, staring blankly at the cabinet this whole time, spoke softly.
What does it say next?
Rollo rustled the folder, trying to loose more pages.
That's where it ends. What? There has to be more.
Luca frantically shoved the remaining cabinet folders, trying to find another labeled Walter.
I wonder if, like, the fertilizer got into the water system and it, like, poisoned a bunch of people. And as they were cleaning, all their disgusting poisoned water and stuff like that, they found the source. Luca, I think that's the only one. It's alphabetical, see?
What do you mean enough is enough? How did he take matters into his own hands? This is bullshit.
Luca slammed the drawer shut.
Luca!
They crowded around a worn-down old map of Beacon Pines.
Cool. This looks like a treasure map. Oh, not every old map is a treasure map, Rollo. Yeah, but every treasure map is an old map.
Can't fault that logic.
Look, there's even a pathway drawn on it. It starts at the entrance to the town, and if we follow it,
Carefully traced the path with his finger.
it leads right
He jabbed
to
down at the end point.
Town Square. Well, that's the fountain at the middle of town. What a weird place to hide treasure.
Rollo, that doesn't look like treasure to me. The end of the path on that map has the same symbol as those explosives over there.
So it's not hiding treasure. A real bummer. Rollo, what's the thing you've been excited about for the past month? The festival. Gulp.
Did you just say gulp?
This feels like a gulp kind of situation.
Everyone will be gathered near the center of town.
She's gonna blow up the festival! Not if we stop her. Grandma's a terrorist!
What was that?
Luca looked up from the map.
What was what? No, I heard it too. That was the front door, which means someone just shut the door, which means someone's upstairs! Shh! Hit the lights!
Beck flicked off the light, and they became statues in the dark. Overhead, creaking floorboards bent under slow, deliberate steps. The kids looked up, the tilt of their necks following each footfall. Then suddenly, it stopped. Without realizing, they'd been holding their breath. All three exhaled shakily and glanced at each other. A muffled male voice broke the silence.
Hello?
A final few footsteps reached the entrance above them.
Oh, it's
and the
Mr.
voice now echoed
Fratelli?
downstairs.
Anyone down there?
The kids shuffled to the corners without a peep. As he began to descend the stairs, the man's voice punctuated every new step. Thump,
Yoo-hoo!
thump,
I'm not here to hurt anyone.
thump,
I'm just here to help. Just...
thump. At the bottom step, the man paused, squinting to search the room for signs of life.
Huh? I guess it's nothing.
Blue shifted suddenly. Luca gave him an intense, chastising look and whispered through clenched teeth.
Rollo, don't.
It was too late. Rollo was already inching toward the stairway. He screeched as he charged toward the shadowy figure.
Rollo, no! Flaming chicken coop!
With all his weight, Rollo tackled the man to the ground.
Rollo!
Mysterious creepy man?
Anyone there?
From the dark corner, they saw something move.
Well, I didn't know I had it in me. But there was only one way to find out.
Holy crap, Rollo, that was awesome. Wait, did you just kill that person?
Luca scrambled to the hunched figure on the ground. Pressing his fingers to the man's neck, he sighed with relief.
You sure clobbered him good, Rollo. He's knocked out cold.
As Beck flicked back on the light, Luca and Rollo both gasped in stereo.
Mr. Tolliver!
Chapter 7.
Gave him a good old bonkin'.
The interrogation of Hiram Tolliver. Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair.
Thank you for the sippies.
His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain, they couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop, chill cop. Hard cop, hard cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times.
Page 76 was the ending of the last timeline.
Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver.
Imagine Rollo swaggering.
Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver?
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver!
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who's there?
Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now, hold on. Let's be calm. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
Doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way or... Well, let's just say I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall. He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't even...
Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You've tied me down. How on earth can I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans. What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Ah, so you're in cahoots with Gran. But Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, huh? Blow up the festival? Oh, good lord.
His head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's had to do the source. Source? What's the source? Is where
His voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. That's where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold.
Oh, the map they were using was the old, the original place.
Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Oh no, and oh, you know what? Gran's trying to stop the source with the explosions, but they used too much explosion, and it caused the cascading reaction that froze everything. Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him.
Oh, what do you say about the source?
It's where the town began.
We need more information.
Yeah, but we better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. Is there anyone else who might know more?
What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. That tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves.
Is there anything more reliable?
Library. If there's any information about this source thing, Kato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers.
This is a dang nice library.
Thanks. We work hard on it.
Aren't you a little young to be a librarian?
Kato hang out here so much, eventually they gave him a set of keys. He's keeping an eye on the place for Mr. Novak sometimes.
They got you working for free?
It's quite I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want?
Fair enough.
What can I do for y'all? We need a favor. I already told you, Rolo. I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Atomic Hank. If you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Go to personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? Oh, that's the thing. We sort of don't know. What do you got in the history of this town? There's a country record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Oh, great. We'll start there.
Chapter 8.
Hey, look, page 69. Nice.
6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of those asinine death records. Rollo Carter lived a full and wonderful life, till he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you got a better idea, spit it out.
You sounded like my sister.
Keep pushing your luck, pal. And it won't be boring country records that kill you. I'll put you in my obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
Yeah, you're a country record.
Really? That's the best you've got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just like
Slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Hartford here.
I'd love to see you try. Hey! We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name, Beck?
In the obit, J. Hartford. From Brookville Tribune 20 years ago.
That can't be right. What is it?
J. Hartford.
That's my grand's name, Juniper Hartford.
Maybe there were 2 J. Hartfords.
Miss Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford. My mom's name's Eleanor.
Okay, this is getting creepy.
If your grand is 6 feet under 3 towns over, then who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
Alright, gang, I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it?
Almost 10. Oh crap, Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go.
Yeah, my parents will be worried sick.
Alright, let's meet up early as we can at the festival tomorrow.
What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement?
I'll think of something.
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering.
Uh-oh.
He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Totally did. Uh-oh.
Oh no!
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up and escaped from his bindings and left without a trace.
Or maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do now?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned. Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
I'm afraid your jam delivery will be delayed.
He flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nuncreed. Okay, now I can think. So if Gran...
Uh-oh. I don't think he should have eaten Nuncreed's jam.
So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I'd need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing is wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done.
See you later, GJ. Enjoy the lurk, enjoy your sleep. Just gotta make sure everything's locked down back here. I feel like Mr. Nuncreed's jam it's either normal, it doesn't have any message in it, or Gran puts something extra in it to get Mr. Nuncreed out of here, away from people while they do their plan.
Gran! Okay, stick to the plan. Go to bed, play it cool.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened.
Uh-oh. Nope. Nope. Definitely,
His stride began to
definitely
falter.
drugged.
He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself.
He's got the jam disease.
Something was wrong.
Come on, legs! There's a few more steps. Oop.
Luca groaned and tried to move. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
The jam!
Oh, at least we went to sleep.
Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Rest now and let me handle everything. Blech.
Oh, thanks, Grandma. Just throw me head first. Suffocate through the pillow.
A speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him? Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed?
Page 73.
Questions from his woozy head. Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
A festival!
Yes, he still has the hat on. Where have you been?
Gran put something in the jam.
Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators.
Oh, not this one. This one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. Put me to sleep. Whoa, 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 whoa! Sly devil.
Sly.
I think he's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything?
We looked around and haven't seen anything odd.
Your Graham is nowhere to be found. But Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech?
Mayor Gus just got up on the podium. Everyone is gathering at the stage.
Let's get moving.
Uh-oh, we're about to freeze over.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Bad things are about to happen. This thing. Hello, Beacon Pines. Hello. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Yeah, before we get started, I just want to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man.
Woo! Woo! Yeah.
Hey, well, that's more than the old codger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
All right, what was it?
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Gus Valentine, everyone!
Gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it for our mayor! What a great turnout. Ah, heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be a shame to waste such a beautiful podium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Community conviction, commitment. These are things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, those are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It is inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable, and I am dadgum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago that when fate brought me here, a simple business trip which brought me to a small town which would change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
Wiped away a single tear.
From a second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place had held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity, and it represents potential. It was change that helped me recognize the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community conviction commitment. Change!
Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is a community first and foremost.
He made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the foul harvest was an unshakable conviction. The conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are the horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish.
Uh-oh. Oh, what was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Well, where was I? Through all my travels, I have learned one true thing. one always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town, and so it is with a happy heart that I can proclaim,
Raised his hands up to the heavens.
our harvest awake!
Uh-oh.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end. There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything! Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again!
No, that's okay.
No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
Oh, we can be a sly. Alright, let's see. Do we got anything going on anywhere else? Nope. Alright, we could be a sly cop or we can be a chill cop. We did just learn about sly during that timeline. So then chill would be the wrong choice, and that's the choice we're gonna go for now.
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
Chill, daddy-o.
I'll handle this. Just gotta play it cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times. Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Golly, I sure got my bell
He
rung.
looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Mr. Tolliver. That was all a big mistake. Luca, what's going on here? Why do you have me strapped down? No one's fault, really. Rollo just got a little startled. Rollo's here.
Rollo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Well, alright. Mistakes happen. You kids gave old Haram a good scare. Let's just get me out of these ropes and call it even.
You want to ring my bell? I'd like to see you try.
Mr. Tolliver, are you in my grand's basement? I'm here to help, of course. Help with what? What's my gran up to? If you'll just cut me loose, I can show you. How do I know you can trust you?
Mr. Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luca, have I ever done wrong by you? No. And since your gran moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yeah. So why would I turn my back on your family now? Oh, it's just, all this stuff seems pretty weird. A board with names of people I'm from town, an archive of my dad's old disturbing patient notes,
Luca gestured to the corner.
barrels of explosives. I can explain everything. You just need to untie me. You kids deserve an explanation.
Luca looked again to Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings. Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's a good lad. This'll all make sense in time.
He's gonna run!
He edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
You see, this town has secrets, Luca. Very dark past indeed.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
A past that must be brought
Punctuated his
to...
final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
Light! Son of a...
Beck darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late. Rollo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down here.
Mr. Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I wasn't loud, you know. It's for your own good. You kids just keep tight down there. Let the adults handle this.
They looked bewildered at each other.
Play it cool, huh?
Oh, not now, Beck.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation.
Well, at least they got jam.
This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end. Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement.
I kind of wanted to see if they survived the freeze
Back to
down in the
drawing
basement.
board.
So we gotta be sly. It's probably Beck. Beck's the sly one.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation.
I mean, it could make for some good drama.
Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task. With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
What? What's going on here? Oh, you're that Modewell girl.
Please call me Beck. Sorry about all
Mr.
this.
Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
Seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are.
Juniper, is that you here?
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup.
But she said a child.
What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid?
I suppose that makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable.
A little, yeah.
But you understand, we never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
That ain't true.
So it turns out we're both here to...
Held her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
Destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal's nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the source, well, we both know how bad that might be.
No one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You sure you can finish this up on your own?
Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me.
Good. There's one more loose end I'll go work on.
Loose end?
Oh, it's nothing really. The other day I had the radio as scanned while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets.
That's ominous.
I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed that. Said it wasn't mission critical.
What's the password for?
We don't know.
So we have a password and know where to put it.
It's gotta be something, right?
Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control.
That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
You guys catch that?
Sure did. This whole time Mr. Tolliver had a candy shelf. But all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rollo.
Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf.
Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning.
Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried, covered. Could it be a cover-up?
Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies. So U would be 21, N would be 14, D would be...
Oh, it's an anagram. Nun Creed's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
God damn, Rollo! Rollo, that was incredible.
Well, it's either that or Kren's nude rug store.
Yeah, I think you were right the first time.
How did you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers.
Well, I guess we know where to go next.
Let's go!
You scared me half to death.
Oh, sorry.
You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you?
Nope.
He's got me waiting around like a last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. Gotta look cool. Gotta look cool. Yeah. Gotta look cool, taking some sippies. Alright, moving on. You're late, Augustus.
Sorry, sis. Was caught up with work.
Work? You?
Had a few more details locked down for the festival.
Oh, what do I have to report? What is this insipid town festival really about?
I think
Nervously.
Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him.
I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with the town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town.
Was.
Excuse me?
It was our father's town. He's gone now. He's gone, Eris, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help.
We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground.
It's just a temporary arrangement.
The glow can be seen from our damned backyard. They're dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town's gonna change whether we like it or not. We're gonna choose to be a part of the future or be forgotten in the past.
It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always just be Gus.
Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow.
It's getting late, children.
Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point.
I love it when the villain makes a good point.
Gotta get the nun, Creed. Hey, Rollo, check this out. Pretty cool, huh? Alright, moving on.
The dog.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there?
I'm afraid not.
And where'd you get that candy from?
You might say we have an agreement. An arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on, licorice has never let me down.
Oh, I can't say licorice would be my first choice. But whatever floats your boat.
You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection.
Oh yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs.
I'm certain you do.
I always wonder why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile.
There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash.
Well, he's right. It's locked.
There's gotta be more clues. Alright, let's see.
The telephone booth.
Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed, no.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
I hate black licorice. Red licorice is good, though. That is not a normal phone booth. It's got, like, a blinky keypad.
How would there be a blinky keypad? Cringe new drugstore! I mean, underground secrets! The password!
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
Alright, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground secret.
Sounds like that did something.
Great, now what? Oh, I guess we... Ah!
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
Ah, we finally get to see what's down here.
Stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it!
You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth?
Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Look, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue number 12 were real? Rollo, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology you ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor.
Looks like each of these has something written on them. Look, that's the broken hazmat suit.
Oh, this is a suit has a broken mask.
So we have found our mystery warehouse creeper.
Oh, at least found their hazmat suit. If it walks like a Nuncreed and talks like a Nuncreed, let's not jump to conclusions. Just saying. Mining Operations Alpha.
You guys have mines here?
Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizers.
And a series of tubes.
Pa always says you can only trust a miner up to a point when they get gold.
Not sure how that wisdom applies to this exact situation.
That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. Perennial Harvest main office.
Well, that's where my mom works.
What does she do?
Science stuff. Is she involved in all this? We just moved here. How could she be involved?
True. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse.
Isn't that where you almost got snatched?
Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny.
Rollo, what did you do?
Nothing. I didn't even move yet. What was that? Hide! Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back.
Uh-oh.
Shit.
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 Awesome!
Yeah, you all need to come with me now.
We're not going anywhere with you.
Not until we get some answers.
Mr. Underground Secrets.
I told them that was an absurd password. But they love anything that makes them feel clever.
They who?
That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins.
We don't care about our skins. Hold on now, I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
Yeah, you sound just like him.
Who?
Well,
You don't get to talk about my dad.
yeah, you know, your father and I were friends back before.
Gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this.
That's a lie.
It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee.
What happened?
Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks.
So you were his sidekick.
No, we were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him.
Yup, total sidekicks.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got a golden opportunity. He found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it.
And my dad said no.
Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then.
Classic sidekick into villain plotline.
Walt loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes, one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure to keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he's still got me saying yes.
Is there a point to this sob story?
Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what he's doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. Tried to keep you and Juniper out of this, but you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What?
You really don't know. My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose.
Juniper?
Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party.
She's gonna disrupt the festival? Why would she?
Color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know?
Apparently she knows a lot of things.
What?
Let's just say this isn't the only underground lair we busted into today. And honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's gonna do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with.
Huh?
Tell me now she's in danger, boy.
I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square.
The fountain, but why?
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source.
What the heck is the source?
If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and, oh dear God, she's gonna freeze us all. You all need to run.
Run where?
Away. As far away from this town as you can. Head west and don't look back.
That did not go how I expected.
So, we're totally following him, right?
Totally.
See y'all on the other side. Oh, you good?
Yep. I love this town.
Chapter 8. The Cold, Hard Truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carry her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth. Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant, light blazed into view. A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
Whoop. That was
Intense?
yeah.
I think I might have parted with some fluids in there.
Any idea where we are?
Somewhere cold. Doesn't look like it got any on us. I didn't feel like we traveled that far. So where did it all go?
This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow something up out here?
Only one way to find out, I suppose. We gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way.
Where's the rat?
Alright, this started to feel really familiar.
I may not be the most well-versed on all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of town.
I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed is an alien.
Rollo.
Stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures.
Oh boy, here we go.
The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill us all and shapeshift into Beacon Pine citizens of their choosing.
You never really had me. But you very much lost me there.
You get used to it. We should keep moving.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square,
The wheelbarrow.
they spotted Mr. Nuncreed
Grandma, no!
inching toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not gonna solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town.
It wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Gran! What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to your grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Winback held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed spun back toward Gran, his voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over the torch. You don't understand what you're doing.
How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust. Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Mr. Nuncreed winced with anguish. His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to effect change.
Very convenient that your way just happened to lie in your pockets.
That's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge. Amid a blur of emotions and memories, Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
I feel like weep is the wrong answer. Maybe hum's the correct answer. Well, either way, we're gonna do them both. Let's hum. No, let's weep.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly.
Yeah, hum came from the finale of the other timeline.
The tears crystallized as they hit the snow.
So I'm assuming hum would be the
Gran stared at Luca
continuing
for a moment
this
with warm
timeline.
sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This will all make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll all see where their loyalties fall.
Juniper, don't!
During his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness.
Oh, we're fucked.
She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be willing to...
Gran could finish. The ground shook her to silence.
Oops, maybe you should have done that.
Gran only had time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror, there was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
We just double check all of our little paths. Alright, time to hum away this death.
And in the stillness, he began to hum.
Yeah, we just gotta throw a firework down there.
After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay.
Well, actually, there's a bunch of explosives down there, so we probably don't have that option anymore.
That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note. Lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? I'm sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo? The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother, only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom!
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were...
John, you should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How?
You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now.
You were exposed.
Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where'd you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. These are too big.
I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
First time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash.
You don't understand. He always wins.
Chapter 9.
What if the source is actually the guy that died that caused the fall harvest,
The devil you
or the
know.
foul harvest?
7 months ago, Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest.
Yeah, Sharper. What if Sharper Valentine is the source?
She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door buzzed open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant.
Page
It was some
75.
sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempest Liquamen.
Look how many pages there are. There's only like 5 pages.
There were dozens of them. Every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
That's what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that?
This man is a liar.
Excuse me.
I will not. This town has a dangerous secret, and Perennial Harvest only exists to keep it hidden.
Nonsense.
They picked up a whole damn town and moved it right under our noses.
You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible.
They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated...
Mrs. Hartford, I am afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to...
Look it, there's Dawn. Right next to Grand's ear.
You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm.
This is growing tiresome. A little help, please.
Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked.
Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof.
I am the proof. I am Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens?
We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true, and now this whole town is paying the price.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable, so that she can get help she needs.
She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is...
Wait. Wait a second. That's Sharper. The small child that just appeared out of nowhere.
That's quite enough,
Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face.
Yes, sir.
And take them away.
No, I want them to see this.
No, I want them to see this. The ever tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side. Like a weed that's burrowed in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look
He
dreadful.
paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr,
Yes, sir.
it's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I will take it from here.
Yes, sir, of course.
You've done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist.
He's brapping!
A hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change.
What? No.
So you didn't see that coming. Good!
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor was right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people! Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Wonderful!
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Chopper, you malicious bastard.
Malice, ooh.
I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it this time.
Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr?
Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You coward!
Does anyone else have something to contribute?
Helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. You clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy. Daddy! I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can have. The opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I am disappointed would be an understatement. But Silence, Augustus, an adult is speaking. I don't know who is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you fail me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, have I been wasting time, my dear? What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? But what about... It's all right, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where is Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph.
Yeah, I think you've said enough.
Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been.
I only did what I did because he left me no choice.
You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter, cheer up. You are about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor, desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I am willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty.
How you saying?
Damn it, I did. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Perennial Hall? Ah! You think that puffed up blather skite could have accomplished all of this? Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big explosive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride.
Ah, my headphones.
He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow, you've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Patrick C. Montague, thespian extraordinaire at your service.
Oh, he's the one who wrote that book.
Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime.
Wait. So this Bill Kerr was Pat C the whole time?
Now that your secret is out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear! Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears the most. And I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple.
I'm not afraid of you.
Ah, the young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you.
Oh, you can't do this.
Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do, given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought. But well worth it. Ha!
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business.
What's up, phone?
Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous. A secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer.
Uh-oh.
The end. This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Yeah, where do we got Malice at? There it is. Oh yeah, this was when Rollo disappeared, wasn't it? We went way back in time.
There was a malice lurking behind those eyes, like a trap ready to spring. Luca felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there.
I just want this to all be over.
Yeah, of course. I'm sure it will all work out soon enough.
How'd you get going? I told Roxy I'd check for Rollo at the treehouse.
Luca twisted free of Nuncreed's grasp.
Of course. Luca, I know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. Anything at all.
This time he didn't tell Nuncreed what was happening. Oh, look who it is.
These festivals. Yeah.
These festivals, damn it.
These festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, it would be a thing to behold.
I agree. This is all more than a little sad.
It's worse than sad. It's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up?
I'm listening.
You know that festival sign waiting to be unveiled? It would be a shame if someone...
He scurried off, eagerly formulating a plan.
There's the mother. Nellie Modewell.
I work here now. Unable to locate your staff for our staff roll.
Well, I didn't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight to get a few things done.
Hold, please. Clearance authorized.
Thank you.
Our harvest awaits.
Pig not moving. Wait, can we catch anything?
Hey, Jetson.
As elusive as the fisher in this pond.
Rollo.
He aired a long holler into the woods.
Rollo! Rollo, wherever you are, I hope you're okay.
Luca felt his eyes getting heavy and plopped into the beanbag. He conceded to its lumpy embrace. Once again, Luca found himself in a vast black expanse. This time, he knew exactly where to go. He took a single confident step forward. The world flickered and pulsed. He found himself standing in front of the frigid air of a blazing campfire, the source. He plopped down cross-legged and gazed into the cold flame, waiting. Soon enough, the fire began to die out, popping sporadically, until all that was left was a single ember. Luca stood up and dusted himself off. He plucked the glowing ember from the cold ash, examined it, and slid it into his pocket. A keepsake. The voice of his father spoke behind him. "You made me proud, Buckaroo." Luca turned to face him. "Dad, what is this place?" A warm grin grew across his father's face. "A place where everything that has been and everything that could be all wait together." Luca found himself staring at his father's face, trying as hard as he could to memorize every single detail. Wait? For what? Another voice spoke out as Luca's doppelganger stepped forward. "That's up to you." Without knowing why, Luca began to weep. Is any of this real? Are you real?" Luca's father bent down to smudge away a tear. "Of course. I'm as real as the part of you that misses me." Luca turned to look at the older version of himself. "And you?" The doppelganger choked back tears. "I'm as real as the part of you that's angry he's gone." Does that make sense? Through his tears, Luca laughed. "I think so." His father pulled him in for an embrace. "Time to go, Buckaroo." Luca was startled from his dream by a banging on the floor. A commanding voice rumbled from below. Just as Luca sprang to lock the entry hatch, the door knocked open. Chapter 5. Dangers big and small.
It's just Rollo. Or maybe a sister.
Luca stumbled back. He heard the rope ladder creak under significant weight. Keeping his eyes fixed on the hatch, he inched backward to the balcony. As his hand grasped the door handle, Luca froze. A large figure clumsily wriggled up through the hole.
Wait.
Stop right there. Earl.
Wait, Rollo grew up.
Sheesh. I know it's dark and all, but I figured you'd recognize me. Who are
The
you?
large figure cocked its head inquisitively.
Stop now or I'll clobber you with a baseball bat. Whoa. Take it easy. Luca, you need to get your eyes checked. It's me, Rollo. Nice try, but I know you aren't Rollo. You're like one of his random uncles or something. Where is he? Uncle? Luca, quit messing around. It's me. If it's really you, prove it. Flamin' chicken coop Ruka.
Luca's jaw dropped. He peered more closely at the man standing in front of him. Something about him was undeniably Rollo. Only bigger, or changed.
How? What happened to you? When I was running away, I ran into more people in those yellow suits. They grabbed me and dragged me away. Huh? Where did they take you? Don't know. They threw a bag over my head. It was cold and smelled like a swimming pool. I was thinking it was underground or something. They made my hands all big. Look.
Rollo proudly presented his hands to Luca.
Pretty sweet, right? I mean, it wouldn't be my first pick for a superpower. But beggars can't be choosers. Well, it wasn't just your hands. My feet, too. Dang, Pa just made me new shoes. Wait, Luca, why are you so small?
Luca moved to the side and pointed Rollo to his reflection in the balcony window.
What the?
His hands shot up to his face.
Holy Toledo! Rollo, what did they do to you? They made me drink some sort of green crud. Ew. Actually, it wasn't too bad. It just kind of tastes like licorice. I passed out and woke up like this. And then I sort of smashed open my cage and escaped. Oh, you smashed open a cage. Kinda. At least I think I did. It's all a bit of blur. They had you in a cage? Who are these people? I don't know who did this, but we're gonna fix it. Fix it? This is awesome. Well, I'm just glad you're safe now. Luca, you don't need to worry about me. Sure, I got snatched, but look at it this way. I got snatched. I know where to snatch people go. We may finally have a lead on what happened to your family. Maybe you're right, but this all seems dangerous. Danger? Ha!
Rollo shadowboxed a few jabs.
Ha ha! Hide. I'll take them all on. Hey, fellas, what's up?
With a yelp, Rollo dove behind Luca.
Take cover! Did I come at a bad time? Who the heck are you? This is Beck. Sorry, something truly bizarre just happened and I need help. I didn't know where else to go. So you're just hanging out here with your large adult friend? Ah, no, this is my buddy Rollo. I forget which timeline this is. This is your missing friend? One and the same. Oh yeah, this is the one where they hid in the dumpster and found the dead body. And Rollo ran off into the forest. Oh yeah, this is okay. The one where Beck got goop splashed on her hair. He seems a little old. I'll have you know this is a recent development. What the heck does that mean? I'm sorry, you're the one who just showed up here out of nowhere. So we'll be asking the questions here. That's fair. How'd you find us? Your silly little treehouse? I think you mean our silly little mission control. Hate to break it to you, but your secret path isn't so secret. And I could hear you racket from a mile away. See, Luca? This is why we need to improve security around here. Not now, Rollo. Beck, you said something bizarre happened. Yeah, but...
She shot a nervous glance at Rollo.
Anything you can say around me, you can say around Rollo. This has been a weird day all around, hasn't it? Yep.
Beck's eyes narrowed.
Okay, so it all started when I made it back home. My first order of business was to try to salvage my hair. So I dyed it with some stuff from the chemistry set my mom gave me. Okay, just need to play it cool. Hope no one notices. Notice what? Oh, nothing, I was just... Come over here and let me have a look. Oh, honey, what in the world did you do to your hair? I just kind of felt like a change. This is gonna take forever to grow out. You were the one who said that change was a good thing, right? I was talking about your mother's new job. I was talking about us moving. Well, I guess I just took your lesson to heart.
Ilona tried to put on a smile.
My damn headphones. Help! Headphones broke.
Before I forget, I came up here to tell you that Nellie had to go into work. Tonight, her and Mr. Kerr decided it would be good for her to get something done before tomorrow. That Kerr guy seems like a grade A creep. Beck! He is! Him and his weird cult of personality. You are not going to ruin this job for Nellie. It means too much to her. Oh, I know exactly how much it means to her. It means enough to her to exile her daughter to this podunk town. This place sucks. People here are weird. You just don't know them yet. It's always cold. We're in the mountains, you'll get used to it. I can't even pick up a single decent station on the radio. It's all banjo music and farm reports. You know I grew up in a town not this different. Is that why you're better at talking to plants and people? Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. First of all, you're grounded. What? In the morning, I'll have Nellie come and see what we can do about fixing your hair. You need to look presentable for the festival. But, not another peep.
She sighed, and after a moment, looked down at Beck sympathetically.
I know moving is hard, honey, but that doesn't mean you have to make yourself miserable all the time. Other people seem to have that covered for me. Oh, and if you decide to rebel by dyeing your hair more...
She flashed a sly grin and tousled Beck's hair.
I'll just shave it off for you. Think of how rebellious you'll look then. Very funny. Thank you. Good night, sweetie. Good night, Mom.
Wait. First of all, the town does not suck. Second, you need help because you got grounded?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry I got in trouble. It's my fault your hair got screwed up in the first place.
Don't worry about it. I actually kind of like this look.
Great. Can we get back to the story now?
The next part is the important bit. I have this radio I upgraded with my mom, and I was too angry to sleep, so I tried to dial in something worth listening to.
Mr. Kerr, are you there? Mr. Kerr.
Yes, I'm busy. What is it?
Hey, apologies, I have the founder on the line.
Patch him through immediately.
One moment.
Hello, sir. It's so nice to hear from you.
Skip the pleasantries. What's your report on the new lead researcher of deep engineering?
Nellie Modwell seems to be integrating nicely. At the very moment, she's working to help us meet our deadline. She offered to work overtime before I even had the chance to suggest it.
Excellent. And you have faith that she's capable of finishing the work left by her predecessor? Her work must be complete before the festival.
I will make sure she stays day and night until it's accomplished.
Good. You know how I feel about loose ends.
Yes, sir.
Once she's finished the work, we need to make a determination regarding her long-term prospects in the company.
Immediately, sir. I usually have more time to fully bring people into the fold.
We're in the endgame, Bill. After your failures with Dr. Prescott, I can't afford to take any risks.
Of course, sir. No loose ends, sir. Once she finishes the work, she will either leave the office completely committed to perennial harvest, or she won't leave at all.
Perfect.
Sir, if I might suggest, maybe we should delay just for a bit.
Oh?
It's just, we seem to be rushing to hit this festival deadline, and rushing into things has caused some issues in the past.
I see.
Please understand that I just want what's best for you. I'm eternally grateful for all that you've done for me.
Bill, I'll make this very clear for you. I brought you in to make things run smoothly, not to have opinions.
Of course, sir.
Chin up, Bill. You're only a few days away from having everything you ever dreamed of.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
What's up, Guars? What's up, Otter?
Well,
Yeah.
just so we're clear,
When
they said loose ends, they were talking about murder, right? Like actually killing someone? Capital murder?
Luca gave Rollo a quick elbow to the ribs.
Who is this founder?
I was hoping you guys would know.
Nah, as far as we know, Kerr's the top banana at perennial harvest.
He sounded scared of this founder guy. So we have an even topper banana in the field. What the hell is my mom caught up in? Has she talked about the job much? Not really. She said she was going to come in and continue the work of someone she respected.
Luca, do you think that body at the warehouse was
The person Beck's mom came to replace?
That would make sense. Beck, it seems like Nellie's predecessor got loose-ended.
I'm getting that impression.
Okay, so we need to get your mom out of there before the festival happens. That's 2 days away. Won't you just come home after work?
Creep on the radio said they were going to hold her there until then.
So if she's not coming out, we gotta go in and get her.
Flicked a large sheet of paper out of her pocket and slammed it on the floor.
Maybe this will help.
You got blueprints?
Well, it's really just a welcome map for my mom's PH orientation day. But it shows the layout.
Sure looks like blueprints to me. Look, here's the reception area. There's a big room marked Founder's Office. It even has the exit marks. Guys. We have a deadline. We have an objective. We have blueprints. You realize what this is, right?
Rollo started to wiggle with excitement.
Look at this. Look at him wiggle. Look at him wiggle. Look at him wiggle.
I think we're heisting. This is officially a heist.
Chapter 6. The Heist.
All right. I hate to do this, but we have been going for a while, and I think this is a good point to stop. Hope you all enjoyed, and I hope next time we'll have even more fun. So take care, everyone. Stay well. Have a great weekend. And bye-bye for now.